Hello and welcome to Adobe Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Jordan Danae Ellis, Community Manager for Adobe Express, and I am here with Andy Lambert, Senior Product Manager for Adobe Express.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
that's cool. We can make it up. I like made up titles, but yes, that is my role. Thanks, John.
Perfect. We have new things to show in Adobe Express today, which I am so excited about. So normally we talk about social media and marketing, especially kind of grassroots, smaller online marketing or content marketing tactics. And we're doing a little bit of that, but we also have brand new things to show off in Adobe Express because there is a new beta version. And I'm so excited. And I'm extra excited because Andy actually knows like the behind the scenes of what's happening in the product. So instead of me trying to fumble for answers, we have someone who knows them. So I am really excited about today.
I know you know everything about it already, Jordan. Don't put yourself down.
I sure don't. So this is going to be great. And we're both going to show off different things that we love doing in the new version of Adobe Express. And so feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about scheduling, as we already have a comment in the chat, because Adobe Express is great for creating social graphics and scheduling them. But yeah, feel free to ask questions as we go. This is all brand new. So this will be super interactive. Any other intro notes I'm missing before we dive in, Andy?
I think you probably need to tell people about you, Jordan, before we start, right?
Okay. Yeah, I am Jordan Danae Ellis. I work here at Adobe. I used to be like an expert on Adobe Express, and now I'm relearning how to be an expert on the new platform. But I also have run a bunch of different businesses over the past 12-ish years. So I have lots of experience with like product marketing and content creation and trying to get people to know about your stuff and buy it without having a huge marketing budget. So that's my background. And then Andy, how about you?
Awesome. So yeah, basically from a small business context too, but much more in a kind of business to business orientated lens. So background in startups and building startups and scale ups and all that fun stuff, out of which social media is very close to my heart. So many of you would have heard this story before, but if we've not met before, so I was one of the founders of a company called Content Cal, which is a social media management product, of which got purchased by Adobe about 18 months or so ago now. And we're busy building all of the social media goodness into this new version of Adobe Express, which is where all of the kind of new value will be in this beta and beyond. We'll talk more about what that value actually means. And that's one of the main reasons that we're really excited to do this today, because this is a beta. It's not the finished article, but there's a load of good stuff, and we're going to show you how you can maximize it and get the best from it. But also, looking forward to some open dialogue around what's coming, what are the gaps, what are the things that we're going to address immediately, what are the things that are kind of down the track. Can't share everything, but yeah, certainly we can try and be as open as possible.
Yeah, so like you said, this is a great time to ask questions in the chat because the beta is still being worked on. So if you have suggestions or questions or things that you would like to see in the final product, please let us know. And if you're not watching live, feel free to join any of our Adobe Express communities or the forums. I'll show in a minute. There's a place right in the app to give feedback. So yeah, let's just dive in and start looking at it.
Do you want to start actually, kind of inspired by a question from Manuel in a LinkedIn chat, actually, about what is Adobe?
Is it okay? I was literally just about to answer that. So two things first. One, if you want to play along with us, the beta of Adobe Express is at new.express.adobe.com, as you can see right here. It is just available on desktop right now. So the mobile app will take you to the original version of Adobe Express, which you can absolutely still use. A few things about what is Adobe Express, and Andy, feel free to chime in with anything I missed, but it's essentially Adobe's solution to the ability to create things if you aren't a professional designer. So if you don't have design experience like me, if you have not spent all of, a decade learning all the tips and tricks of Photoshop and Illustrator, this is something that you can pick up literally in minutes and make social graphics, flyers, ebook covers, Instagram posts, like whatever you need. And it's pretty easy to use. If you have questions, people like Andy and I are available all the time to help answer your questions. Also, there is a huge library of a huge library of videos and resources on the Adobe Express YouTube channel, is that whole sentence. But yeah, it's basically a quick and easy tool to design, and it's available on desktop. And like I said, the original version is on mobile, and you can use it completely for free. There are also some premium features that you can subscribe to a premium account in just Adobe Express, or if you have the Creative Cloud or some other Adobe apps, you may already have access to the premium version. So definitely check that out. You can just sign in with the same Adobe ID that you use everywhere else. And if you don't have Adobe ID, then you can make one for free. It's just your email address. So any other high level things?
I might just chime in with a couple of extra things as to what's the beta all about? Why is it different? Why have we done a beta as well? I think it'd be good additional context, because the way you've described the product is absolutely perfect, as I expected it would be, Jordan.
Thank you.
So the kind of key difference is really it's kind of ground up rebuild for a couple of core reasons. One, to make it faster, make it more expressive, make it more valuable for everyone. Video is a huge key component of this, right? So being able to create TikToks, Reels, etc. We're going to create some video live today that we'll be posting across social channels. So, you'll see that in real life. Of course, generative AI, we can't really move an inch without talking about generative AI at some point. So I'm sure there's lots of different viewpoints in the chat, but there's a huge component, right? Huge component of creative workflows, both now and moving forward. So naturally bringing that to the product made a load of sense. And another piece is like the collaborative play. So there's one other thing after this, but the collaborative approach. So we can work on designs together. We can live co-edit. You can see everyone else's kind of mouse moving across the screen. It's much more rich, fun, engaging, interactive, because it's fun creating together. So it brings that joy to the creative process. And then finally, and this is really for the kind of Adobe pros out there, for those that use the suites of Photoshop and Illustrator, those kind of things, we've answered the biggest feature request of all time since we launched, Adobe Express, which used to be called Adobe Spark about 5 years ago. I think I got that right, but a while ago. So since that point, everyone's wanted to be able to say, oh, I've created something on Photoshop or Illustrator. How can I work with it in Express to do light, quick edits? That's now possible in this new version of Express. So they're the kind of 4 main ways it's different, and why we've kind of made it a beta, even though it's a product that has existed in the market for a while. So basically, we see it's all new. So lots of good stuff, basically.
Yeah. And there are some questions in the chat that I'll answer as I go through a little bit of the homepage. So first of all, if you do have feedback and you're not watching live, to tell us in the chat, right here at the top, there's a give feedback on Discord button. So if you're playing in the beta at any time and you have either questions or something that you wish worked differently, that's a great place to hang out. Our product team is there to answer questions. And it's also a nice way to just get in touch with the community. Yes, a question about resizing, which we will absolutely answer in just 1 minute. So here, as we scroll down the homepage, if you've used the original version of Adobe Express, you'll know that it's full of templates. We also have a question about like Canva and other similar tools. I think templates are a great solution for folks who aren't professional designers, because for me, at least, the layout is the hardest part. And the actually doing it with tools is a hard part too. But templates solve a lot of that, where like designers can lay it out for you, and then you can just swap out what you need. So that's a lot of what's happening at the top. Now, the next part, scrolling through the homepage, is 2 integrations with Adobe Firefly, which, if you haven't heard of that, it is Adobe's generative AI, and 2 of those pieces are brought into Express, which we'll show. So there's text to image, where you can type in a prompt and generate an image, and there's also text effects, where you can type in a word and then effects, and those will appear. Elizabeth asked, can you create your own templates? You absolutely can. And if you're sharing Adobe Express with clients, would they need to have an account? I believe the answer to that is yes, but if you share it with only like free things or like custom created elements, like if you bring in your own things from Illustrator or Photoshop and all of the assets aren't premium, then they wouldn't have to have a paid account. And we'll answer some more questions about templates as we get into it. There are some quick actions, which Andy and I have like talked about in other streams before. Some will be familiar, some will be new. So if you need to generate a QR code, you can just click on this, and then it's as simple as dropping your link. You can choose like styles, edges. A lot of this is new. If you played with our old QR code generator, you can do a few more things. You decide the format that you're downloading. There's also this really fun animate from audio, like one-off. So you can create a character and a scene with all types of different things and like move them around, decide how big they're going to be. And then you literally just, this is one of my favorites, just the party emoji face. You just record something and then it animates for you. So I have posted Instagram reels and other silly things, which is really fun here. So that is another thing, and you can just scroll through to see some of the quick actions. And then we have some featured templates, and that's basically the home page. Something that I also really like is that in the what do you want to make at the top, we have like marketing, so you can get some ideas of things you can make, business cards, certificates, posters. Sometimes I just browse this to get ideas of like what kinds of things I should be making for my business. The QR codes do not have an expiration date as far as I know. Jasmine says animate from audio is a blast. Felix says I'm liking the new Adobe Express. Awesome. Question, if we can create memes and GIFs. Yes, we definitely can. We'll show some animation things, and there also are just, if you search, there are like meme templates. I don't really do memes. Like that's not my strong suit, being able to come up with great ideas, but if that's for you, there are tons of meme templates that are fun that you can just pop in your own stuff. So yeah, that's the homepage. You can search at the top, and quickly, your stuff is different from the original version. So this is everything that's yours. So files is going to be your old projects. So these are the things I've made. If you are following me online, you've seen lots of these in videos recently. The brand kit looks a little different and is, I think, even more beautiful and has a new section. So to create a brand, I'll just make one really fast. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll just show you how this looks. So you can add a logo, you can add your colors, and you can add as many as you want. You can either copy in a hex code or choose from here. You can add fonts, and this is going to be new. You can search through Adobe fonts, which is hugely exciting for lots of people who have been asking for this feature. The fonts over here with the crown mean they're premium, so you get access if you have a premium account. Otherwise, the ones without are free, so that's super exciting. And you can add graphics now, which is new. So I'll show what that is, but essentially if there are like things you want to be a part of your brand that aren't your logo, you can add them here. You can design a logo in Adobe Express too. You can search logo templates, or also if you search Adobe Express logo maker, there's a free logo maker, which we've gone through before too. But you can like generate a logo, which is very fun. So, yeah. But there are also logo templates, which is rad. I can go ahead and delete this empty one, but show you, this is my filled in brand. This is kind of silly. Like this is not for a real company. This is just for me. But if you do follow me online, you'll notice that everything is in these colors. It makes creating social graphics so much easier. My logo is literally just, I typed in my name with a white font, and that was my logo. So this is an extremely bare bones option. I chose a font from here, and I just doodled a couple little things in Fresco that I wanted to use as graphics that can pop up. So these are just some doodles as a non-professional designer, that's what I had. But if you have other things, feel free to add those too. What else am I missing, Andy? You can share, so you can get a link or invite people to it. What else?
One thing I also love is like if you go find an element that you quite like. So yeah, just search anywhere in Adobe Express and find an element, an asset, a shape, or whatever. Yeah, if you navigate there for me. Yeah, so then click on whatever you like the look of here. So this is if you don't have any like design elements or assets you want to add to your brand. So, and yeah, just start a new project with that in a rich aspect ratio or something like that. And you had the little kind of 3 dots in the top left, which means you can add that to your brand or library. You see that?
In the top left, where? What?
When you click on the media itself. So if you click on the image itself,
here,
you got little 3 dots. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new
every
day. Wow, that's great, because these are cuter than the ones that I just drew by myself. So that's great. And Sean in the chat is saying, don't delete a brand if it's connected to a library. It will delete your library. Use unbrand. So good tip there. Don't delete anything unless you are positive it's not connected to anything or you don't want it. Steve says another brilliant change to the page.
Abdul's asking a good question, like AI in this, as we were going through like choosing like brand assets, because you could generate whatever you wanted through AI, because obviously we searched for some elements, but we could just put in an AI prompt of stars or flower animation, whatever we might want, or flower graphic rather, create whatever we want, and then we could just save that element to our brand as we just went through. So amazing way of like, if you can't find the inspiration, if you've got something in your mind that you want to create, if you can dream it, you can do it. And that's what I absolutely adore.
Yeah, let's see what this does. But I'm trying that now. I did play with, I'm gonna take out cluster. I did play with making emojis too. Like, it's just really fun. Sometimes I'm not an expert at prompts, so other folks have done like really incredible things. And I like on the homepage too, you can start from prompts, which is cool. Yeah, so this is really fun. I've never thought about making icons and like elements like that, but that's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just once you start thinking about it, because you inspired me I think last week, you inspired me a different way to think about this, like from a background perspective. Because it was, and this is it seems simple, but it was such a revelation when you said it to me, because lots of people, as part of the beta, had asked for like, can we have backgrounds that are like a gradient, because they look like, we don't have any in the beta quite yet, because there's obviously more stuff to come. But then quite similar, I think it was Katrine that said it to you, was like, yeah, just put it, ask it in Gen AI, and it will create a gradient background for you and add it to the background. So it really just completely removes the barriers of like, oh, that feature's not available in the product, or that bit of content's not available in the product. If you can imagine it, create it through Gen AI. And that's why it's so freeing when you think about it in that way. Yeah.
Katrina definitely told me about this, and I think it's amazing. And now I use it for all of my backgrounds forever, which is very cool. You can, yeah, exactly. Just type in whatever you want. You can give it more specific directions. We have some questions about the types of things that you can generate. So Firefly is trained on Adobe stock, open source, and expired copyright images. So anything that is like other IP from the internet will not be in here. So if you try to type in like an artist name or, an IP like a Disney character or something like that, it won't work because it's not trained on that. It's only trained on like general things that we all have access to be set up to be able to be used for commercial things after it's out of beta. So some questions about that. Text to image, can you show how to use this so the colors match your brand's palette? Do you mind explaining more about that? What you could do, for example.
I know that question. Yeah, I'm going to address a couple of a couple of ones quickly.
Okay.
There was one from Gabriella about can you upload fonts that's not part of Creative Cloud on Express? So basically custom fonts in brand, super popular request that will be coming back into this version of Express soon. Not available right now, but coming back very, very soon. So yeah, don't worry about that. It's just one of those kind of.
That'll be when we're out of beta.
And then the other piece, which we have had lots of feedback around this, about can we have, like in our generative AI prompts, can it learn from our brand colors? And that's something that we're thinking about and looking at now. So it's really see what we have in Express right now is like the starting point. Because the thing that I would definitely encourage people to pay attention to is, you can use this for free. So look at Adobe Firefly and all of the different models that are on there. Firefly and Adobe's like generative AI is just a family of models, essentially, of which you can go there directly, play around with it. And really what we're seeing in Express right now is just the two starting points, text to image and text effects. But, this is the start of a journey, it's fair to say.
Yeah, and just quickly, this is not a Firefly stream, but because it's a part of everything, this is, I think, something that's nice to call out. You can see more about Adobe Firefly and generative AI on the Firefly landing page. So if you go to firefly.adobe.com or just search it, you can see the things that are currently available. So as we scroll down, text to image and text effects are currently what we're playing with in Adobe Express right now. And then it's incorporating in other Adobe products too. So we have generative fill. If you just search that on either the Adobe YouTube channels or honestly anywhere online, tons of artists have been playing with this, including me, because it's that easy. So that's a cool thing that came to Photoshop. Generative recolor, I believe, is what just came to Illustrator. But then as you scroll down, there are all of these like future ideas, which is very fun. So if you want to see like what the potential of Firefly could be, these are all in exploration. But for folks that are super excited about generative AI and Firefly, we have like Adobe events happening across the country and world about Firefly, and there's a whole community. There's a Discord server. So up here you can join the Discord. So for folks super interested in that, you can come here to play. And you can also play in Adobe Express with two of those things. So there's lots of fun and exciting stuff.
I think now we should probably get into the scheduling.
Yeah. Well, so this is cool. We can just start here. I think that's most of the homepage. Actually, you know what? I need a template. I cannot just design on the fly. That'll make something that I hate. We're gonna make a single post really fast. Let's do, you know what? For folks asking for logos, here are some logo templates. So you can scroll down and find something you like. There are so many. I really like simple things, but this one's really cute. So I'll pull this in. We'll start a new project from this. And I'm not going to put a ton of time into the designing of this, but I'm just going to change, you know what, maybe my logo will just be my initials today. That feels good. If you want font recommendations, we still have those over here. So you can view these. Designers, don't judge me for my font choices. I'm going to pick this one. Yeah, this I'm gonna say is kind of a wild logo, but just to show that we could do it. You can change the background color to be whatever you want. I can go back into, this is the brand that I want, so I can pull from, the branding that I already have. Something that is also new is that editing text is now in the text box. So instead of having like something that pops off to the side, you can just edit it right here, and then all of your options are here. So like text size, line spacing, letter spacing, bold and underline when they're available. Regina says, LOL, I need a template. Is so me. Yeah, it is so me too. You can change the opacity of letters. You can add a shadow or a glow. That's a big thing that was asked for a whole bunch of times, and now that's available, which is really cool. or you can turn it off. I think that those are the main things. You can add shapes if you want, which I'm not going to do. And then, yeah, you can just kind of play around with different elements. Anything else we should specifically call out in the editor that I'm missing, Andy?
Might be worthwhile. I don't know if you showed it a second ago, but as you were like looking at what font to use, to show that's how you access your brand fonts as well, the ones that you preset.
Oh yeah, I'm actually changing everything. I changed my mind. I like this. And then over here we have layers, so we can pull these in front of or behind. You can change the color if it's an element that you need to duotone it as a little bit of a hack. You can do that. I'll make this red. Yeah, cool. I'm into this. Okay, so fonts you said going into, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, because as you were trying to select a font, thought it might be worthwhile just seeing or showing how we can bring in our brand fonts there.
So I want here. Yeah, cool. But since it's a font, let's change the weight of it and make it.
Thanks for the love of the UI for layers as well, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, awesome feedback.
Cool. All right. So here is my decent logo, but just to show off the rest of what we're going to do. Once you have something, actually, this is a great time to show off resize. Also, we had a question about this in the chat. So say I have this. Actually, I'm not going to make this logo. I'm going to make this say, I'm going to make this a vacation graphic, actually, because it's summer and I want folks to know that I'm out of the office, and that actually makes way more sense to post. So here is my little out of office graphic. I can add more info in the caption as we get there. But if you wanted to resize this for different things, if you wanted to make it, you know, YouTube thumbnail size or Instagram story size, this is a square. So we can click into Instagram story. We can click into YouTube video. We can click into Facebook post. And when we hit duplicate and resize, oh, you can also do custom if there's something that's not here, but this is like so many size options. We have flyers, videos, resumes, literally so many things. You could scroll forever. So you can click into what you want, hit duplicate and resize, and it will do it for you. Depending on how complicated the project is, you may have to go in and like tweak it a little bit, or if you have a background photo that doesn't quite, you know, match, I just have a color, so that made it nice and easy. But you can just go ahead and do that, and it's really fast and easy, which is great. I'm going, yeah, it's so nice, because even if you have to tweak it, it still is like so convenient to do that when all the platforms are, when all the boards are already there for you. Okay, so I'm going to schedule this out of office. So I could download it, PNG, JPEG, PDF. I can download all the pages, but I'm just gonna schedule this one. So if I head up to share, we can do our favorite schedule post. So yes, we should do collaborators on the next one, but I'll go into schedule post. And now I can choose if I want to schedule it, if I want to publish it now, if I want this to be on Friday, because that's when I'm heading out of office. I have already connected these 5 social channels, but connecting those is really easy. You just log in. If you've ever used a content scheduler, it'll be very similar. And then you can choose all of them, only the ones you want. Probably I would choose these 3. You can add your caption. So heading out of town for the weekend. Emails will be to on Monday. And a sun emoji. And then if you would like to add hashtags, I can do made with Adobe Express. I can do out of office. These are not great. I would never use any of these hashtags if I'm being honest, but just to show you what you can do. And then you can preview to see what it looks like on all of the different channels, which is nice. It's also a nice way to just make sure you spelled everything right. And
My failing that one.
what's that?
It's usually my failing that one.
Yeah. It's a way to just make sure it all looks right, that nothing is cut off. And then I'm going to say this as a draft because I am not going out of town this weekend and don't want to confuse everyone, but you could schedule it. And then if you want to see your whole calendar, you can go to the homepage, schedule, and see it all. So this will be my, if you follow me, you will have seen all these posts already because they've all been published, but this is my calendar. And then these are they're the posts that I just published. So we can move them around. We can click in, and instead of drafting it, we could schedule it and all kinds of good things.
Trisha, your question, I will address. I will get to that one about like grid posts for scheduling versus video, stories, reels. We're going to cover the whole of that very soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm just going to really quickly make a carousel post too. So this is, I want to make this a carousel post, which I literally need to post new features in Adobe Express beta. I want to make this all match my brand. So gonna go back to my brand kit, make sure this is my font, looks great, make this the right size. I like this template a lot, so I'm not going to change much, but I am going to generate a different background. So let's go into media, text to image, square, and let's just make this like a rainbow gradient.
You're rocking your new skills.
Yeah, you will see all of my posts now have generated backgrounds, which is awesome. So something like this is really fun too, because you can then also edit this image. So like, I love this, but say I actually don't want it to be a full rainbow. I want to do like the duotone thing that I always do. I can go in and pull 2 colors from my brand kit, which I do all the time. This will, exactly look familiar if you've seen this before or follow me and have seen my post before. I can use the layers to drag it to the back. And now I have page 1. I can duplicate this for page 2. And okay, what is a new feature? We have text to image generation. Is that how you would say that?
Yeah, I think so.
And center that. And then if I want, I can change the background again, just to different colors. So I can go back into my duotone, and instead of purple and red, I can have it be orange and yellow. Oops. There we go. Orange and yellow. So that's nice and easy to change. I can add a second page. Is it? How do I can duplicate it from the project. Why am I missing that?
I often just hit.
Just do it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We have collaboration.
Oh,
which actually, yeah, we can do that right now. I'll add Andy to my project. So up here in share, I can invite collaborators and
gonna let me loose on your design, are you?
Yeah. Well, you're A Lambert, correct?
Yeah, you got it.
Cool. Just want to make sure. How does my carousel post look? I can either just let him comment or edit, and I'll invite Andy. So we'll see him show up here when he gets here, and I'll let him do some of these for me. Add a new page. And other than collaboration, we also have Photoshop,
I'll add.
Illustrator. What's the word that I want here?
Interoperability or interop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just added a new page for you as well. Well, you'll be able to see that anyway.
Well, here we go. So now Andy's working over here, which is fun. Another really cool thing is that we're obviously chatting live right now, but if I wanted to add another comment, like what color should this page be? And I can also tag him. And then we'll see if he replies, but I can also drop a pin. So obviously this makes a little more sense, but I could say like, you know, the background. And we can see if Andy replies to me of what color the page should be so that I know what we're doing here. And pink all day long. Perfect. So
Sorry
now
about
I'm
the
gonna
cats.
go.
I'm not shouting.
That's okay. We have pink now. I feel like are we missing one more important thing?
Where are we at?
We have text to image generation, collaboration, Photoshop, Illustrator, Interop, Reels, and TikTok. We can also do we have text effects.
Effects. I mean,
Which
how
just
detailed do you want to go?
Show that off.
Yeah, PDF import would be another important one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna make this balloon.
Cool. Let's have a look. I'm gonna change the color of a couple of these whilst I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. So Andy can like play at the same time as me, which is really fun. That is brand new and great for folks. Yeah, Christopher asked if everything is changing in real time, even the mouse. Yeah, let me go to the same page as you. And I can see where you are because of your little icon. So yeah, Andy's moving around. Can change whatever. Yeah, it's really cool.
I love it.
It's super nice. Okay, so there are a couple more things, but I feel like this is pretty good. Oh, let's change this last color so that it actually looks like, oops, what we want it to. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now we can schedule this entire carousel. So I just learned how to do this. I'm going to see if I remember how. We can go into look at all the pages. We can select all. So if you didn't want all of them, like say I was like, I'm actually leaving out page 3, you could, but I do want all of these. Now I can have all of these selected, go to share and hit schedule post. And now we have a full carousel, which is very nice. So I can select the channels I want this to go out on. Okay, so Twitter can only have up to 4, so I could redo this on Twitter with only 4 of them. So I'll leave the other 3 for now. And I'll say brand new features in. I can tag Adobe Express.
Worthwhile saying as well. So some of those limits that when we see like Twitter limited to 4, that's just us working within the limits that Twitter give us. Ultimately.
Right, like Twitter cannot have more than 4. That's
yeah. I mean, and there are differences as well when you're publishing through what's called an API. I'm sure many people are familiar with that term. When you're publishing through like third parties like us, or there's a lot of others around. Yeah, there are certain restrictions. So just in case you're wondering, like, hey, like this is different. Why can't I do all of this stuff like I do on Twitter? Why can't I do 4,000 character tweets that you can on Twitter Blue? There's some things that just aren't available in like Twitter's API. So just want to make it clear why they will sometimes see some differences.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a question. You can schedule carousels to LinkedIn. Yes, you can. And as you saw, like you can even look through on different platforms, which is very cool. And I'm going to draft this again, but you could have this go out at any time, and then we'll be able to see it in our schedule. Oops. Here we go, right here. So now I can click in, look at it, see all the pages. If I want to delete one before it goes out, I can. And I think that is everything from me. Unless I'm missing something, Andy, I can pass it off to you to show video. Yeah.
That's it. Absolutely.
All right,
And
cool.
I will answer your question as well as I'm doing this. So, yeah, so what Jordan showed there is in editor scheduling. So there's kind of two main routes to schedule your content. So one through the editor as you're creating, as you just saw Jordan going through that. And that works right now for like single static images and, you know, multi images, so AKA carousels. Static only for now. So this is just a beta limitation. This will change as soon as we're out of beta, which will be really soon. So I can't say an exact date because I don't know the exact date, but it'll be very, very soon. So when that happens, then the restrictions around video lift. So just want to be super clear why you sometimes, if you start to schedule a video in the editor, you'll see schedule grayed out. Just want to be clear as to why that is. It's a beta, it's work in progress, but this is designed to give you a real kind of holistic view around what you can use today and give you a bit of clarity around what's changing. So that's
really quickly, we had a question about how to connect business accounts. You just can. When you go into scheduler and connect accounts.
I'm going to actually show that now.
Oh, great. Well, then go right ahead.
I thought, yeah, and we'll answer the company page question at the same time.
Perfect. So, thank you.
Let's go ahead and head into schedule. Let me just refresh this because this page has died. Hello. There we go. Fine.
Perfect.
We're there. Cool. So, like I said, two main ways of scheduling content: in editor and then directly through schedule, which you see in the homepage, as you saw already. First things first, connect your channels. Now, for this precise reason, it's the reason I haven't connected Instagram, so we can kind of show that live. But there was also a question around how do we do like personal profiles and company pages on LinkedIn. So I'm actually just going to disconnect that. We'll go through that process too. Both super simple. But a really important point to know is that unless you have a business profile for Instagram, it won't work. So really, really, really important thing. So business profile, really easy to set that up. We've even given you some help guides there to do that. But essentially just change your account to business. You'll need to link it to a Facebook page for it to be a business account, just kind of Instagram's rules. But the great thing about that, it gives you so much more value of like analytics, and it gives you all the opportunity to schedule more things. So I can't recommend business profiles enough for Instagram users. So definitely recommend. Hence the reason you see connect via Facebook. So here I'm already logged into the Facebook account, of which is an admin of the Facebook page that's linked to this. I always like to go into edit settings first, just to make sure everything is selected. We'll be able to choose later on the exact account that we want, but it's so important just to select all. I basically opt in all the permissions, because this is honestly what I see most people getting tripped up, and I've been doing this kind of thing for a very, very long time. So there we go. That's it. Opting in all the permissions. Now it gives us a choice of here's my 4 business accounts that I have, and we're just going to connect that one. Easy as that. Job done. Then I'll kind of talk on LinkedIn too. Once again, make sure you're logged into the right LinkedIn account. So here, forget that, and we'll allow the permissions. Be redirected, and as you can see, select a page or profile. So here it's bringing in company pages that I'm an admin of, and then here, of course, at the top is just my personal profile. So provided that you're an admin, that's the kind of key requirement of all of this. If you're an admin, you'll find it. And with that, easy as that, we're now connected to my actual LinkedIn as well. Just I want to post to my personal profile. So there you go. There are your settings. Easy as that. Now we're all connected. Let's kind of orientate around schedule. So we have a look at the calendar. Not too many things here right now. It's still fairly simple as a solution. Effective, but pretty simple. There's lots more coming, of which some of that we'll touch on. I'm sure there'll be quite a few questions around schedule. I've already seen one about analytics.
Yep, so was just about to ping that. So yes,
we'll touch on that, don't you worry. So yeah, week and month views, always useful. a couple of little kind of like best practice tips and tricks, really. Hidden on the left-hand side is your unscheduled posts. I find this quite useful to store ideas I don't really know what I'm doing with yet. So a perfect example here is that it's a little bit meta, because here is the kind of the post that we're doing for today's live stream. So
yes.
There we go. Of course, we don't really need to put that out anymore, but never mind. We can easily just
you know what? We can post that there's a recap available. So if anyone is missing this live, you can still catch it. Also, if you missed the beginning, you can catch the replay.
I like your thinking. I like your thinking. So there we go. We can just kind of drag and drop and schedule it. So as you can see, I've got multiple accounts here, but there we go. Drag and drop and schedule it. And if you think, actually, now this is scheduled for an hour from now, because I'm in the UK, and you think, actually, you know what? I want to put this on more channels. Just go ahead, hit that, go into more, and then we can just add it to more channels. As easy as that. Now, other thing it's worthwhile mentioning as well, because there's some other benefits of scheduling directly through the scheduler too, some extra things that you wouldn't necessarily get in the editor. So here is something I've saved earlier, which is our wonderful friend, Phil Pallen, talking about the wonderful beta. So here, sometimes you just want to promote links, for example. And in this instance, right, because you wouldn't necessarily have links whilst you're doing in your Adobe Express editor. So here, you might just want to put a link in here to promote a certain piece of content. So here, we can just use links. As you can see, link previews automatically generated and all that good stuff. And then again, we can kind of drag that into our schedule. Now, another way we also use the scheduling calendar, Jordan, you've shown this before, slightly different in this new version, but what I like to do is save drafts for my certain content topics and themes, etc. So like we've got a live stream happening today, and tomorrow is weekly update time. So every week I talk about like social media changes and updates and all that good stuff. And that is the video we're about to produce now. I'm going to do a kind of shortened version because I'm conscious of time. But hopefully,
sorry, I took a while.
No, don't worry, it's all good. But hopefully this gives you an idea of like how you can use unscheduled for your ideas, use drafts to kind of plan things in your calendar. So, Wednesday is a live stream, Thursday is a weekly update, and then Friday is my favorite day, which is meme day. So here, just it's kind of going off topic slightly, but a great meme about social media strategy. But anyway, we'll come back to that later on. Cool. Right, let's do a bit of video stuff. So we spoke about all of the kind of video templates and all that wonderful stuff, loads of stock video that you can use as well to bring your video content to life, of which here's a bunch of starting points, video templates, stock videos to really kind of unleash your video creativity. But in this instance, I'm just going to bring something in real quick. So I'm going to bring in something that we created earlier. So here we go. Let's bring this in. And I'm just going to actually make this as a square, because I want this video to suit every single social platform, and square is a really good layout to be kind to all of the social platforms. Now, as you can see, the layout's not quite right, so we could fill the video here if you really want to see a bit too much of my face there, but never mind, we'll go with it. Now, we can start to edit this video in all manner of different new ways. I'm going to go ahead and cut this because it's 1 minute 22. I'm going to have it a bit shorter than that, so let's just go ahead and trim it here. And let me just delete the rest of it. So we can like manipulate this timeline as we would do usually. You're going to add some text, call it new social media features. You've seen this already. I quite like using the rotate arrow. This is always a bit of a hidden gem. This we probably need to make it a bit more discoverable. I always like the recommended fonts as well. Actually, that works quite well. Quite like that. And of course, Jordan, you showed this earlier, but like using some of the shape fill capability, just to make things stand out. In fact, I'm actually going to reverse these because I want kind of black behind. Cool. Now we've got that, and I want to show just one thing really quickly before we upload this, because like I said, I'm very conscious of time. Add-ons is one of my favorite areas of Express. Like brand fetch in particular for the stuff that I do is just so good. Basically, browse add-ons, so many different ways you can use Express. And like here, because I often want to use the social platform logos and the things that I'm talking about, understandably, here we go. Just go to brand fetch, just fetches like high resolution workable images directly from websites.
That's
Like,
so
yeah,
good.
it's so cool. It's such a simple thing, but so cool. We can just manipulate in all manner of new ways, which Kenneth, you already mentioned this. We could group these together. So you group all the elements together. We can animate it to come in. So animate it to pop in, leave at whatever time, show our layer timing. So, only want this to happen at the beginning, but just a nice, easy way that we can start bringing our content to life, our video content to life in all manner of
amazing.
ways. So then we can download it. Now that's the only difference. So right now, if you want to schedule it, you just need to download it. So then we're ready to create our post, of which we'll just browse from what we've just downloaded. That will be in download somewhere, I expect. Here it is. Cool. We'll bring that in. We'll upload it. And whilst it's busy uploading, we'll add our caption. So a couple of things to mention here. So I'm just going to do latest social media features. There we go. Select our channels. We're going to go across quite a few of them, set our time, etc. First comment for Instagram. You've already shown this, Jordan, but great to put additional hashtags, maybe a call to action around, certain links you might want to direct to. Again, preview it, see exactly how it's going to look across channels. And again, simply put, we can just schedule that. Really easy for us to kind of create video content, and then that will automatically schedule across all those platforms. But the reason I wanted to point it out is like, that's how we schedule video content right now. So it's a little bit of a workaround, but video content scheduling will be coming to the editor, which is, will follow exactly the same thing as you just went through, Jordan. But this is the way that we do it right now.
Yes.
Well, given that we only have probably about...
We have a couple questions that I imagine they're the ones we always get, but when will you be able to upload multiple profiles? And yes, that still is not available. So
yep,
you're right.
So multiple profile scheduling is going to come super soon. So we kind of finished the design work on it. So yeah, stay tuned. And that's going to allow you to have both like a Facebook page or profile, or a group, a LinkedIn page, and a personal profile. So all of that together in the same calendar. So we're very close. To be honest, that is the next feature we're going to release. So nearly there. We just had to ship this new version first.
Next question. Analytics. Are those happening?
They will be happening.
Okay.
The timeline, I can't be more specific around this, because yeah, there's quite a lot to do there. Yes, absolutely understand the importance. Yes, we had all of this from the Content Cal days, and we're bringing as much of that Content Cal value, which is all of the typical social media stuff that you would expect, analytics, commenting, mentioning, all of that stuff will all be coming into Express. But it is worthwhile saying, because I just mentioned like commenting and mentioning, you can tag people right now. You won't see a drop down if you put the kind of @ symbol. So I couldn't just drop down and choose Jordan Dene Ellis. But what I could do is just write Jordan's handle, and it will tag as you would expect usually. So yeah, a few changes come in.
Question about if you can add subtitles within Adobe Express to videos. I believe I just heard not yet, but on the roadmap? Correct.
Yeah, that's the roadmap for sure.
Did I miss any other questions? I feel like those, will video be shareable eventually? Yes. Add-ons are a really fun thing to play with, and more are coming. I'm going to be honest, I haven't played with them much, and I need to, because I just saw someone post something that was incredible, and I was like, didn't know we had that. So definitely play with add-ons, and please give your requests for add-ons too. Our team is absolutely listening to requests for add-ons. Does @ing work cross-platform if they have the same username? So could you type it into one caption if it's the same?
That'll work. And that's a really good call out, actually, because sometimes when you've created the same post for multiple channels, you might need to kind of click into one and edit it. For example, if a different handle, or you want to, add a bit more color to the caption. So yeah, you could just click into, and let's just actually give a real life version. So here we got kind of Facebook and Twitter of the same post. So here we could just click into the Facebook version of that post and just make some tweaks to the caption as appropriate, tag that individual. And there you go. That's how you make your kind of network specific tweaks.
I think that's basically all the time we have. For folks who didn't get to catch the whole thing, there's a replay available and tons of other videos. Kenneth very sweetly said we need a 24-hour stream of just the two of us, which would be wild, but we honestly probably have enough videos on the Adobe Express YouTube channel that it might be close to 24 hours by now. So if you have more questions about this, about the beta, Andy definitely knows more about the beta than I do, so feel free to start with him, but I'll track down answers as well as I can. There are so many things changing, so please join Discord or user voice or the forums to give us your feedback. There's another Adobe Express video coming up right after this, so please stick around for that. And yeah, follow Andy at Andy R. Lambert or me at Jordan Danae Ellis. Our DMs are open. Happy to answer questions, especially happy to help with new things that you're trying to discover in the beta, or yeah, listen to your questions, feedback, concerns. Thank you all so much for joining us and watching. Feel free to share this video if you think your network would like to check out the new version of Adobe Express. And I think that's it.
That's it. Thank you for making this such an interactive, high energy stream. So yeah, this has been so much fun, and yeah, we'll be doing this again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, chat. Have a really good day. Bye.